Hi, thank you for joining us again for our inspiration video today. We talked about Toyota, and Toyota is a huge company today that employs over 350,000 people all over the world. But we found out that Toyota was started by a son of a poor carpenter by the name of Sakiji Toyoda. And this guy actually at one point he failed in business and he went to the US, got employed in auto companies, and he developed the dream of coming up with the first Japanese company. And so he comes back to Japan with that one aim. But I want you to picture a guy who tries the business of making weaving machines. He fails, he runs away to the US, and now he's back to try and make motor vehicles. This guy faces a number of challenges. One is that we had already observed that Sakiji Toyoda was not in very good books with his dad. His dad was a carpenter, and this guy, instead of working with his father, being a boy, he chose to work in his mother's industry, which was a weaving industry. And then this guy starts selling weaving machines and he fails in the business. And so this guy is therefore lacking very primary support from his dad. But apart from that, now he comes back to Japan with what he's calling a bigger dream. Now he wants to make cars. And I want to believe that this guy was being ridiculed by people in Japan. And Sakiji Toyoda was wise from his mistakes, because when he comes back to Japan, he does not go straight into making motor vehicles. He actually goes back to where he had left. Sakiji Toyoda goes back to making textiles. And he makes textiles, he builds capital, and he goes back to making weaving machines. And he actually comes up with a company called Toyoda Spinning and Weaving Machine. When he gathered enough capital, he was able to make better looming machines, and he was joined in this company of Toyoda Winning and Spinning by his son, Kiichiro Toyoda. And one of the most inspiring things about Sakiji Toyoda is that even though for him, his dad did not believe in him, for him, he believed in his son. And what this guy does is that he sells his rights to his automatic looming machine, and he puts that money together with the money that he had gathered from making textiles and weaving machines, and he has a kitty of 1 million Japanese yen, which he actually gives to his son, Kiichiro Toyoda, and he gives him one responsibility in life: to build the first Japanese car. Like one thing that Kiichiro Toyoda says about his father Sakiji. He says that I loved his will and determination to make every effort to achieve a single objective. And there are so many things that we can learn from Sakiji Toyoda in his journey of coming up with the Toyota Motor Company. One of the things we observe is that this guy was willing to make big decisions that counted. He made a decision that instead of working in his father's line of business, which was carpentry, he was going to join his mother in the weaving industry that was considered more feminine. Number two is that when he came back from the US and now he had a very successful textile company in Japan, Sakiji Toyoda actually decides that he's going to sell his rights to the automatic looming machine to build a kitty that he was going to give to his son to continue with the journey of coming up with the first Japanese car. This guy was a guy of resilience, he was a guy of determination, he was a guy who knew when to eat the humble pie. That even though he had a dream to come up with the first Japanese car, he's willing to go and get employed in the US so that he can learn from the auto industry in the US that was much more developed. He was willing to come back and start from where he had left. And so Sakiji Toyoda comes back and goes back to the textile industry. I see a lot of humility, I see a lot of wisdom, I see a lot of resilience in this guy. This guy was being ridiculed by people. People were looking at him, they had not seen the first Japanese car. This guy had failed in his previous ventures, but he was willing to redream again, to restart again. And therefore, the story of Toyota is not just the story of bouncing back. It is a story of restarting. It is a story of a man who was willing to invest a dream and a vision in his son, and he was willing to invest resources and risk everything that he had to see to it that his son is going to start at a better position than he started in life. Maybe to bring it into perspective, maybe your father or maybe your parents or maybe the people around you do not believe in you, or maybe they did not believe in you. And one of the things that you have to learn from this guy is that for him, he did not allow that to contaminate him to not believe in other people. His dad did not believe in him, but he believed in son enough, not just to allow him to do something different from what he had done to be successful, but he was willing to put his last penny on that bet. That's a great man, guys. Because honestly, sometimes you only need just one person to believe in you. The multitude can be against you, but if you get that one person to believe in you, then you can go a long distance. And you know what? There is somebody somewhere that needs just you to believe in them, and they will go the distance too. Join me again on Monday as now we look at the son of Sakiji Toyoda, who was commissioned by the father to continue with the journey of coming up with the first Japanese car. Thank you very much. We've been seeing your comments. Remember to subscribe and keep the comments coming. Thank you.